Okay, I decided to try 130 pounds again. This is a lot cleaner than last time. Um, I haven't been filming every single workout because I think it's kind of pointless just to do that like for every single one, because I can easily remember what I did the day before, because I'm doing this every single day. So um, what I have been doing in between this, in between attempts, like heavy attempts like this, is I have been doing like 115 for triples, which is obviously, and I know my form isn't the best, but this is just a max attempt is all. So I just wanted to make sure my pronation doesn't open up. That's like the big part of this lift, is making sure that hand doesn't turn backwards. So I have been doing 115 for triples over the last probably week or so, something like that. And it seems like it's, I can get down, and I'm getting to the point to where I can easily get down and pop it up with no struggle, no problem. And even this didn't seem terribly heavy today, which gives me hope I can probably actually maybe get like a max of maybe 140 or something like that before Christmas, which that would be pretty good considering my body weight's only like 170 or something like that. So the heavier I go to my body weight, the more it's going to try to pull me off balance, because this is already extremely heavy for my body weight. So and what's crazy is it doesn't just work your arms. Like, I have developed like massive obliques and calves, and well, not calves, I wouldn't say that because my calves aren't huge, but just my hamstrings have even gotten a lot bigger just from having to use my core and my back muscles as well, and having to use my core to stabilize this, because this is getting to the point to where it's about to reach my body weight. At about 140, I guess I'll be like, what, 30 pounds off from my body weight, which I don't know. I don't think it's really necessary for me at this weight. I would have to gain more weight to try to go up to my body weight. I mean, that seems kind of silly to me, but it doesn't mean I can't, try to push it to the limit and try to get stronger on this. But like I said, I'd like especially my right arm, I would like my right arm to be in a little bit better form, because I know it was a little bit more angled upwards than I'd like, and I need to try to bring that down just a little bit, which like when I'm doing my 115 triples, they're more parallel to the ground. Like they're more straight across than the max lifts, because when I'm doing the max lifts, I'm just trying to get as much weight as humanly possible off the ground, and that's it. Basically the max weights are just a test of elbow flexion to see if your arm can actually hold that weight or not. So, and I know people are going to argue about the form, but the thing is, on this, I do not give a single shit about the form, because I'm just trying to hoist as much weight as possible, because these work similar to isometrics, whereas when you gain strength from this, you gain at that level, but you also get an increase at like 15 degrees upwards and 15 degrees downwards. So it's actually, when you do this, you're actually still making your pronation on your parallel lifts, which are the super strict ones, which to me the parallel lifts don't really matter that much, because that's not how I arm wrestle. Somebody with a longer arm that maybe uses a king's move or something like that to arm wrestle, I can understand how that would benefit them more. But for me, I like to stay like really tight and tucked, and the more I develop an arm lock in a tucked position, the better that I'm going to perform on the arm wrestling table. So that's the whole reason behind that. And I know people are going to say, but but it's going straight down and you need to lean forward. But if you lean forward, you have, especially with really heavy weight, you're going to end up slipping a disc. This is why your spine needs to be straight up and down, because I can't count how many times it hurt my shoulder doing this lift because I do not keep a straight back. And if you're going to do this, you really should keep a straight back, because you're inevitably, not if, but when, you will get hurt if you continue to go up in weight and you do not strengthen your back and you do not keep your spine aligned and straight up and down. Because if you notice, even the people that are pros, their spine is like straight up and down, at the cost of their arm being slightly angled. But that's because they're kind of like sitting into it. Because if, the whole point of this is to basically get your arm lock your arm in your pronation, and then you just kind of like sit back into it. So basically you're sitting into your body to lift the weight. Because if you're leaning forward and you're trying to support this with your back, you're gonna get hurt. It's gonna slip your disc, or you're gonna get some kind of shoulder injury or something like that. Because this is, when you go up in weight, you do not want to have bad form with this kind of lift, because with it being a one-sided lift, this might be a little bit different. It might be easier on your spine if you're using both your left and right arm to lift the weight. But with this being like a one-sided lift, you need to be leaning back in the opposite direction and backwards to where your spine is neutral up and down. That way you're not going to slip a disc, your spine is in a healthy position, and you're not going to hurt yourself. So I don't know how I got off on this rant, but it's just, ergonomically, you should be doing this with a neutral spine with your back up and down, because it's probably honestly the safest way to do this lift. I know the forum people will say, oh, but your arm needs to be this way and that way. Well, some people have different sized arms. Some people have short arms, longer legs, and you need to find exactly the position that will work for you. Just play around with like different heights, different straps, and find the one that you can lift in a position where you feel comfortable, where you can sit back and your spine is actually straight up and down. Because if you don't do that, this is why I cringe at some of the lifts where people are like on a bench or something like that, and they're bent all the way forward with their spine. And I'm thinking, God, they're just asking for a slip disc doing that, especially if they're anywhere over 100 pounds trying to do this. So just, if you do this lift, try to do it smart, and don't this is why I got off on the rant of the weight, the amount of weight that you use. This is why I got off on this rant the other day about that, because the amount of weight that you're using, your body has to have a chance to adjust to that. And that's the reason I was actually giving myself shit about making such big jumps, because there's not really any point in trying to make a big jump like that, because your body's not acclimated to the weight, and you could possibly hurt yourself doing that. So that is and that's the reason you see other people doing smaller jumps. It's like, I don't know, they'll do like a pound or 2.5, something like that. They'll just make like little tiny small jumps. What I'm trying to do now is just like this weight, since I was successful with it today, what I'll do tomorrow is I'll go and try to do this again for like another heavy single. And then once it gets to where the soreness, the initial soreness is gone, then I'll start trying to do it for like doubles or triples, and not all at once. Like I'll do it like twice a day or 3 times a day, and then once I'm used to this, then I can maybe try to hit 140. But I would like to do this maybe for a couple of weeks to where my body gets used to this weight, and I know that I can do it easily without feeling strain in my back or my shoulder or my elbow or anything like that. Because today felt good. I didn't feel any strain anywhere. Went straight up. Just felt great. So, but that's because the last couple of days, I've been doing triples with 115. And the 115, I'm able to sit back and pretty much just let my arm do all the work without it feeling like it's going to, pull my body off balance, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I don't know where this big rant came from, but I guess it's just because I don't want other people to get hurt, trying to do larger weights or trying to chase larger weights. Just, my advice is just please try to do it slowly, and try to just do a percentage of, you can test your 1 rep max every several days, once a week, once every 3 days, just whenever you feel comfortable, whenever your body feels like you're actually fully recovered. So anyway, I'm done talking because there's other people that can explain this much better than me. So okay, we have a 10, 25, another 25, 35, and another 35.